What they didn't
Bang,
know.
what's good with it? Bang bang to the gang. Faithful Boys Podcast. Prayers, Uncle Keith, P Warrior, OG Goody. Salute
Yes,
to you,
sir.
baby. We back in the
Yes,
building.
sir.
Oh yeah, man. Uh I think we got a lot on deck. Unc, I know you was already talking about hitting on the 53-man roster. Talk about Brock Purdy a little bit in his own fatigue. Definitely want to touch on the D line and
Mhm.
I guess the run defense in general.
Yeah.
Looking a little shoddy. Uh but
Well,
what you say?
I said, but we got to start off with Trader.
Trading Trey Lance.
Yeah. Let's let the elephant out the room first.
Man, hey, bro, y'all. Well, I guess not necessarily surprised, but surprised that it was Dallas. Like I didn't see Dallas, and like I didn't see that.
Well, there was
Yeah.
So that
only
was,
two teams that made an offer: the Bills and the Cowboys, and the Colts expressed a little bit of interest, right? Is that what y'all heard?
yeah, I definitely heard Bills and
The Bills.
Cowboys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the Colts expressed a little bit of interest. But didn't the Colts just cut all their quarterbacks?
They got Richardson.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So it is what it is. Um, what y'all think about how it was done?
I'll let y'all start with that. Y'all know my feelings, kind of.
Now
I
you go
mean,
ahead, Dan.
Well, I felt like the whole situation was mismanaged, but ultimately, I'm glad that you got him out of there. Uh, I wish it would have been sooner. Where he, could have, I guess, got in and kind of learned a little bit of whoever playbook he would have went to. Then at the same time, I heard that like one of Detroit quarterbacks or something got hurt. So maybe
Yeah.
if they'd have held on a little longer, Detroit might have came calling with a little something more. All that speculation. But I would have liked that situation better because I could see him getting on the field quicker. But
Hmm.
ultimately, just happy, he landed somewhere solid. Personally, I like Dak as far as how he handled himself and his approach to the game. So for him to go over there and, kind of be under that umbrella with McCarthy, who I feel have a little history of maybe developing quarterbacks or at least working with a lot of young quarterbacks. Uh, I kind of like all those aspects. Uh, Something I wanted to hit y'all with later on, but shit, I'm gonna throw it in the mix while we talking about the Lance situation. How do y'all feel about the quarterback room overall now that he gone, knowing that ultimately Sam Darnold is the backup with the history of our quarterbacks being hurt and knowing that Brock not 100%. So just keep that in mind as y'all commenting on Trey because it definitely affect the quarterback room overall. And that used to be something they used to hang their head on. I feel we have one of the best quarterback rooms in the league. Do we still feel the same?
I feel that we have a quarterback room that is under development, that Sam Darnold has a high upside if you could coach out some of the mistakes he's made. Now, Sam Darnold got put in a lot of situations in his career where he was the man coming in to clean up a mess with a bad offensive line, bad receivers, bad situation. He's never had a situation like this. From a coaching standpoint of view, it's a little bit shaky. But as far as talent around him, if he could get past his proclivity to overthrow the ball or to make poor decisions throwing a quadruple coverage, and I think that could be coached out of him because he has a live arm. I think that's not a bad backup to have. He's no threat to Brock Purdy, which is another thing, which is good to have in your quarterback room as well. And Brandon Allen, raw talent. Is he a Brock Purdy? No. That's my opinion about our quarterback room.
yeah, I think they. I mean, I think if Brock gets hurt, it really don't matter. Uh, I I mean, it's just the NFL, man. If your starting quarterback goes down 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna go to the Super Bowl. You're not gonna go to the championship games, things of that nature. So it's like you lose your starter, period, and chances go down significantly. It's like, yeah, it's like we are bit by it year after year, the injury side of stuff for sure, but you can't go into a season banking on. I don't feel like when you go into a season like this banking on that type of stuff to happen. Taking up a roster spot, which you keep three on your roster, which I don't really understand. I think that's more of the why are we keeping three when you lost three dudes potentially that should have made this team and you tried to play them on the waiver wire and lost them. So I think it's more that from that standpoint would be my biggest thing. So it's just like, do I think
Explain that a little bit better about the waiver wire.
Well, so it was like there was when you came down to the 53, you know what I'm saying? We had like 3 or 4 different players needing to make this roster that were already pretty much out for week 1 that you have to put on the roster or they're ultimately free agents to be claimed by the league in succession. So every team would have a chance to put a claim on them, and if you get the first team to put a claim on them, you get them. So with that being the situation, I think that's the biggest downfall effect. I think we should be carrying 2 and not 3, personally.
To keep one of them roster spots from being claimed off of waivers.
For one of those, for the other players, like we lost Manning, you know what I'm saying? Probably our most highly touted guard that they talked about. You know what I'm saying? One of the most ones that were undrafted and everything that probably should have made the roster, and then they go to the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where it affects the most. But it should have been 2, whether you have Trey or Sam Darnold. Do I think that team's gonna take us to the Super Bowl? No. So it really don't matter if Brock gets hurt, in my opinion. That's kind of just how I look at it.
Okay.
So Brandon Allen really wasn't someone you thought was absolutely necessary?
Yeah, no. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you're carrying 3. Put him on the practice squad. But then some would say you could have teams that would plug him off of the practice squad because he knows the playbook. And so I'm sure there's a lot that goes into the decision making of why you would put. So I mean, yeah. So there could be explanations of why they're keeping 3. You know what I'm saying? That would be a good one because it was like if a rival team of ours were to take rent, you know what I'm saying? You know the terminology, you know a lot of the different stuff that could be used against you.
Exposure.
Yeah. So.
What'd you say, P. Ward?
Well, in Shanahan and Lynch mind, they think they got a strong quarterback room. If you watch the pressers, and they was asked those questions, that's what they talked about. Personally, I don't think they should have let Trey go, but that was gonna happen anyway. He wasn't gonna be the number 2 guy. Shanahan wanted him to be the number 3, but Trey said, if I can have an opportunity to go to be the number 2, then give me the opportunity. So they found a trade partner. So, I didn't think it was going to be Dallas. When I saw the breaking news and said it was Dallas, I was like, damn, my mouth was kind of dropped. Because why would you trade him to a rival NFC team that you face in the playoffs the last 2 years? All I'm going to say is this. And I agree with what you said, Ben, as far as McCarthy. McCarthy have a history with quarterbacks. He had Rodgers when Favre was there, and he was the head coach and got all that developmental time, and he turned into what he was. Now, we ain't saying Trey Lance going to be no Aaron Rodgers. There's only one. But we know that there's untapped potential there. And I'm going to say this. I said it, I think, last week.
You did.
Give him another offseason with a quarterback coach that's working with Mahomes and watch his mechanics get better and all of these things. And you potentially going to have something. Because, see, one thing, if you look at it from the standpoint of Dak gets hurt a lot. And we know he ain't clutching the playoffs.
Real.
So
and we could face Trey.
Exactly. And and I'm gonna say this, and y'all know I'm a lifelong 49er fan,
I heard you.
but I'm a root for that dude because I don't think he got the fair shake. Now, yeah, injuries was a part of it, and Purdy came in, and that kind of ended it. But if he ever get on that field, Shanahan and John Lynch gonna be shaking in their ass because if he get out there and turn into something, everybody gonna say, "Why did you not keep the dude?" Now we know the narrative is they trying to win the Super Bowl now, and Purdy give them the best chance. Now if Purdy get hurt, I don't know. Sam Darnold got talent, but we know his history. And is Shanahan gonna do the same thing he do with him that he would do with Purdy? Because we know with Shanahan, it's about trust. Now you saying that you trust him to be the number 2, but that's because you got Purdy healthy, and we knocking on wood and saying God forbid he stay healthy and he don't get hurt. But we don't know. So, like I said, they say they got a strong quarterback room, but we don't want to test that theory. As far as Brandon Allen, they couldn't put him on the practice squad because somebody was gonna snap him up. Because he's been a backup behind Burrow. He's a good backup. And he's the type of quarterback all the 3 quarterbacks Shanahan have is what he wants. He wants the system quarterback, the pocket quarterback, the quick decision-making quarterback.
And you don't think Trey was that?
I think he could have been, but he never got the chance.
But he never was.
Well, but also, did he ever separate himself inside that quarterback room on that practice field?
Nope.
He may have not got the chance. I think we all experience chance. I think we can. And I say not you, but anybody. He didn't get the chance to play in the game for sure. But when you think about how much was given up for him, how much they trade up, he had 2 completely healthy off seasons. Like he didn't get hurt until it was game action, until he was in there. Yeah. So he had all of those opportunities in 2 years, in my opinion, to separate himself at some point in practice. And so game-wise, 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? But I think some of the questions should shift to, well, the only real way to make that decision is based off of his progression or non-progression in the offseason from a year-to-year standpoint and everything that they're looking for when it came to them all being healthy and participating versus each other. I think that has something to do with it.
I'm going to say this. I think it's not so much on him. I think they made the mistake. Because on some level, if we looking at it from the standpoint of Brock Purdy, we're looking at it from the standpoint of Sam Darnold, we're looking at it from the standpoint of Brandon Allen. We know that Purdy got some athleticism that we didn't think he had. Sam Darnold has athleticism because he had it at USC.
Thanks.
Brandon Allen, I don't know where he come from, but he ain't no really run around person. But
I'm pretty sure
all three of these guys, they're gonna read the coverage and go where Shanahan wants them to go with the ball or where the ball is supposed to go. Now Trey might not have the quick release and be that accurate, but you drafted him because you wanted somebody to play outside of the X's and the O's. So and to me, you're contradicting yourself.
Every time.
Yeah, because you say you want the quarterback that maybe could play outside of the X's and O's and bring a different skill set, and yet you have 3 quarterbacks that fit the system that you've always run, and you, quote unquote, say you designed an offense around Trey, which got him hurt because he was running them too much. And then this year in the offseason, you say, well, we're not going to develop an offense around you. You have to tailor the offense to what I want. So to me, it's not Trey, it's them. And all I'm saying is if he goes somewhere else and he balls till he falls, then y'all going to look like the assholes because you couldn't develop him and you didn't create an offense for him to meet his skill set. Shanahan, while he's the quote-unquote genius, and he is on some level, is at the same time, you kind of not in terms of being able to
Developing
mold.
quarterbacks.
That's not his strong suit to
Hey,
me.
P.
Well,
Warrior, let me slide it to Uncle Keith. I see he waiting to get in
Go
there.
ahead, on my bad.
No, let me jump and say this. I think Brock Purdy bailed Shanahan off, and it bailed into Shanahan's plan.
Definitely.
And Purdy saved them a lot of face, and they gave up on Trey
Yeah.
because they found somebody that could play Shannon plan.
Know why? Because he's a little bit better than Jimmy. And to me, in their mind, they said Jimmy was good enough to get us there, but we needed a little more. That's why they supposedly went with
And had
Trey.
he not been hurt, they'd have been in the Super Bowl.
I know
That's why
that's
they
I
went
was
with
gonna
Trey.
ask is a little bit better.
Enough.
I think we can all agree that a little bit better Jimmy is damn sure good enough to win us a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. And let's look at something else on the other side of this equation. You know, after all this is said and done, we can hash out Shanahan and Lynch, but Lord knows Purdy is a once in a generation bailout.
True.
But
Okay,
Potentially,
and
potentially,
the
yeah.
but thank
yeah,
you.
okay, but let's just based upon what happened
No,
just
no, yeah,
last year, just on last year. I don't know what's going to happen going forward because we're talking about arm fatigue and another couple of other things. But the last thing I'm going to say about Trey is Trey's not walking into a tailor-made situation either because Jerry Jones made this decision. McCarthy nor Dak had any knowledge of it whatsoever, and that's not going to be a great feeling walking in the locker room.
I
That's
feel
their
that,
headache. That's on them. But I just want to put that out there.
but
And I,
but that's part of my problem. 49ers, you feel me? And I know it's
Mhm.
different, but you gonna feel me in, I guess, same concept. If you the head, you the head. You
Yeah,
feel me? If Shanahan was the head and you drafted this boy because you wanted to change, you make the
stand up
change
in it.
and you tell people get on board. This what we doing. You see what I'm saying? You
Yep.
don't tee to the fence and then ultimately go with them because you feel like they feel this way. And I understand your feelings and I respect them.
Ooh.
But as the leader, this is the direction we going in. Point
But he
blank period.
drafted him and didn't put him in the system. He drafted him for bang bang.
Bang bang.
Wow.
Oh,
potentially.
Wow. Wow.
you feel me? So
I mean, you really can't argue against him because we can see what happened. He
and
even
this
admitted that when he left, he put him in a position where he couldn't win.
Well,
and this
well,
my
but
only thing with Purdy. Go ahead, Press.
I was just gonna say to add to that, they also said that he wasn't as athletic as they thought he was when they're drafting him, and they also I heard them say that he wasn't that his accuracy was less than what they thought it was gonna be.
And it's funny though, dog. And this my thing. To a certain degree, I understand what he ran a 4.5. So I guess
Mhm.
that's what deceived you the time. But ultimately, what the eyes tell you he not a burner, unless because of the competition he was playing with and he ran for 1100, he looked like he was blazing like Lamar. But I never saw Lamar when I saw him on tape.
They
Justin
brought
Fields,
they brought
Robert Griffin, I never saw none of those type of qualities when I saw his tape.
yeah,
So
never,
what
never.
what did they see that they thought was so dynamic? You see what I'm saying? As far as a runner,
And
I
Man,
they're
thought
not
they
the only
got him
ones that
because he
saw it
could
either because
process
he
so
was highly
well.
touted. Trey fooled a whole lot
they
of
came.
folks when you think about it.
But look, bro,
I just
I thought
they said
it was about his ability to process, be under center, audible and call his own plays, turn his back to the defense and still make the read and get the ball off, so forth and so on. That's what they were
We
selling
never
us
saw
at first.
we never saw that though.
Which to me fit right into Shanahan regular scheme. What is all that you making up all these plays for somebody? He was
Purdy
facts.
already
does that
tailor
better.
made for your system. Supposedly. I can
But
understand a couple
Well,
wrinkles here and there, but come on with the bullshit, man.
okay, I ain't mad at you on that one, OG.
Because I'm just, they be selling us a bill of goods. And come on, bro.
facts.
That's why I stopped watching pressers.
I heard. Well,
Bro.
one of maybe 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 here's a theory that because I overheard it this week. One of them said I came across somebody saying that they traded up from 12 to 3 before they knew who they wanted to have. They just knew because the Falcons and who was behind them that a quarterback was for sure going to get 4.
Oh boy.
So they move up to 3. Didn't really know, thought it was going to be 1, and then it did not turn out. There's so many theories and everything, and it's just like, ultimately they bombed it. They bombed it from a lot of different situations. Well, they bombed it in terms of they did it for 2 years and then you trade that pick away for a 4th rounder.
Impressed.
They bombed it from that
No
standpoint.
matter
Reason
what the
why
circumstances,
I
that
feel
trade makes
you.
it look like a bomb.
No. Because here's the difference. Because you got Purdy.
Yeah.
It's not Trey Lance was out there for 2 years on the field and didn't get it done, and then you're trading him. No, it's an unknown. It's an unknown because you had somebody come in and play at the level you needed him to play at and higher, to be honest, in my opinion. So it's like that's the main component of all of this. Everything else is a branch off of that person coming in here and doing exactly what it was. And then the other side is Shanahan gave him 2 spots. That's all I'm gonna say. He had 2 chances. He got hurt both times. Not saying it's his fault, but that's life, bro. I mean, that's especially in the NFL. He ain't no different than a lot of quarterback stories. So it's just like, yes, we might have bombed it in retrospect, but I think all of the steps were taken before they made this decision to trade him off. There's nothing else they could have done differently when the cards lie the way that they do, from the moment you traded up to the moment you drafted him to the moment that Purdy took over where it is. It's like everything played out the way that it played out.
Oh,
Like I like
you
the
spot
explanations
on,
are
bro.
there.
Because like when you saying the shit, and we all done heard the different stories, but in particular, you saying basically they was undecided, didn't know who they wanted. They just wanted to be in a position to be able to get one. Now we could also prove that because didn't they try to trade for Aaron Rodgers?
Yep.
Facts. There's a
So
lot of
you see what I'm
Right
yeah.
saying?
on.
There's a
So
lot
Right
of
y'all just
on.
wanted to have the capital to get a quarterback, whether it was use that pick to get a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, get whoever the best one left in your mind or whatever. Y'all just was trying to put yourself in a position. And
And
I
they stepped
dig
in it.
it. But even still, you supposed to do extensive homework so whoever left to you, you know how you got to rock with them to get them where you need them to be. They dropped the ball. Ain't no getting around it.
facts.
And Purdy bailed them out.
Facts. So
And
far,
we
in
about
good
to see it
No,
opinion.
for real.
listen. I'm not saying permanently. I'm saying in the
Oh,
moment
but last
he
year for
bailed them
sure.
out
Yeah.
enough to where they can undo what they
1,000%.
did. You
Bruh.
Well,
know.
so far, they have what looks like the potential to be a semi-superstar.
Yeah.
You can't. He was number 2 quarterback from the moment he stepped on the field. So if we just going off of what we saw on the field, potentially this man could really be somebody at the quarterback position.
Well,
In the same facet, that he could fall off and have
a sophomore
a
drop.
Jimmy 100%.
Yeah.
Both. We just got to look at them in both. Everything has to be looked at in both things. And I think the biggest thing with the Trey Lance is with everywhere. It got to be looked at in its full entity and how everything broke down. And to be honest, you can't blame either side.
Okay.
Um,
I'm good with that.
you can't blame either side unless you want to say they effed up by drafting all the way up 100%. If you chose to take that future capacity in a Super Bowl window and trade it up and didn't know who you was going to pick, you was just going to pick one of them. Well, that ain't very responsible.
It played itself out that way, didn't it?
It's just a theory. There's a lot of ways to
And,
look
and
at
the
it.
only correction to this, we go right back to the person we're talking about, is that Purdy made him look good by sheer default.
Well,
Go ahead, bro.
move on.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this.
I agree.
Okay, if you're gonna trade up to number 3, you should have a clear idea who you want. Now, I'm gonna say this: if they could have gotten up to number 1, they would have took Trevor Lawrence. Honestly, if you really think about it,
And they'd have won a Super Bowl.
because that's really who they wanted. But they knew Jacksonville wasn't gonna not come off of that. Well, they'd had to give up players and them picks to get Lawrence.
Facts.
So I don't think they ever liked Zach Wilson. And if you were looking for the system guy, Mac Jones was your guy. If you think about it from the system standpoint of being able to throw accurately and throw wide people open, and all of that. So
And
to me,
where did Jones play for?
he played at Alabama with Nick Saban. They playing the pro style offense then Alabama. So that's
Roll
what I'm saying.
Tide.
Yeah. So
Hey,
like I say, I'm just wrapping it up with like saying that. So okay, yeah, Purdy was the savior and did save him. I agree with Perez. I think that he could become a star because Purdy got that gene. He got that clutch gene in him, and he got
he
that
got some
time. He
swag. He got some swag with him.
mentality.
What? Yes, he definitely got
Yeah, he
swag.
got that.
He's got
It's me against the world mentality. I was Mr. Irrelevant. Nobody thought I was gonna be nothing. I came in. I'm beating my chest. Oh yeah, he got that swag. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he gonna fall off. Honestly, I think if anything, he's gonna get better. Now, will he make some mistakes? Yeah. Will defenses kind of get a beat on him? Yeah. But at the same time, if he play a full season, he should get better as time go on. You know,
he's also
and what
he's
you
also
saw
a
in the
finisher.
preseason, yeah, and what you saw in the preseason is clearly an indicator that when he's in there, the offense looked like we wanted to look. So I'm just saying, type of thing. Now, the Darnold, oh Lord, I hope we don't ever have to get in there, but that's just me though. But we can move on to the next thing, man. Trey, I'm with you, dog. I say it publicly, I'm with you. I hope you ball till you fall in there. It's just not against us, hopefully.
I got a question, but it's gonna kind of lead us, I guess, somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go for
Bro,
it.
knowing how the team was constructed, right? And at the time of all this trade up and all this shit, we had Jimmy under contract for a couple years, right?
Hmm.
We still in the Super Bowl window. We coming off an injury season. I'm figuring that's why we gonna be drafting high. Bruh, if we look at the structure of the team, why not, in hindsight or retrospect, whatever, why not keep Jimmy, hold Pat, and the whole time to me, we've been trying to get another end to get with Bosa. Why not just hold Jimmy and go draft the other end to go on side Bosa? We supposed to be a defensive team first anyway. You feel me? So go get the fucking blue chipper on defense. Realistically speaking, we get, because you had D Ford, that was the best we had. We go get, y'all know who I'm thinking about. We get that boy, put him on side Bosa. We win the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? The pressure that the line already get, y'all know what it is. You put somebody like that on the other side, we could have kept Jimmy G. We'd have been straight. You feel me? And
I
just
mean, they,
built the defense out a little more. That's just,
I mean,
hindsight as
I,
we,
Micah Parsons was still on the board.
that's
I think,
now. You
I think,
feel me?
I think, I think more important in this situation is the penalty, is the cap hit, because I think that he really felt if he had something a little bit more than Jimmy and he had took a year to develop it, you know what I'm saying? They redshirted whoever they would have brought in as quarterback, and you redshirt him for a year. He feels like he's going to be able to immediately have that person come in and go back to being contenders to winning a Super Bowl on a rookie contract. So because you had to pay Jimmy again, because when he went over there to the Raiders, they did his deal. He got that deal.
Yeah, but
So
look, Prez, if he's still under contract, like just let him play his contract out. You feel me? Ultimately, if you don't win with him, I mean, like you gonna have to risk something. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
But
think they did it wrong. I don't think that they did it wrong how they did it, because you had Jimmy on the books for 2 more years that year and then one more. And then you can go in and get your quarterback, because we all know that he wasn't going to be there and you're going to re-sign him again. In my opinion, that there
right,
was going to
I'm with
be
you.
Jimmy G getting re-signed. So it's like, yeah, you're good enough to get us a ring. We know we're not going to sign again here in 2 years, and it's like, let's see what we get, but we're going to draft our replacement. Like, I think they did that. Like, I think we did it perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about making that type of move at your quarterback position in a Super Bowl window. You know what I'm saying? I think they did it right. We got the wrong quarterback, or maybe there just wasn't a quarterback to be got, or we should have got Brady, or we should have got Rodgers. There's a lot of what ifs, but I think that they did the right thing.
Just with the wrong person.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. That's my honest opinion on it.
All right.
So on the
I can live with
53,
that.
bro, y'all got anybody, I guess, who got cut, waived, released that surprised y'all? Is the roster pretty much what you thought it would be? Uh, I know you mentioned the two guys who we lost because of the, I guess, the whole numbers game, press. But I heard you say you did the breakdown, so I don't know if you got anybody in particular you want to touch on, a position group. But what's the thoughts on the 53? Is it Super Bowl caliber?
I think so. Brandon Allen came out of University of Arkansas, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
I remember now I remember it.
he
Okay.
was a. If you look at the quarterback position, we beat that half to death, so we just have to hold on and hope. Running back. Uh, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? Uh, TDP played better this preseason than I thought he was going to play. Mason played worse, but showed more potential. Elijah Mitchell is who he is, and Mac is Mac. Brian Hill, I can understand that cut. McNichols, I can understand that also. Fullback, you know who that is. You don't have to say it. Wide receiver.
Juice.
Let's talk about wide receiver. All right, Prez, this is your bailiwick. Debo, Brandon, Juan Jennings, Ray, Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell. Let's talk about Ronnie Bell, if you don't mind, guys.
All
Kid
right,
made
let's
some
do it.
decent plays, but in my humble opinion, he has some suspect hands.
Uh-oh.
In my humble opinion,
Yeah.
he dropped some passes he should have held on to multiple times. I don't give a doggone who's throwing the ball. If you're trying to make a squad and wide receiver on a team that's this talented, you got to hold on to that ball. If you got to lose a finger.
So do his drops outweigh the plays that he did make though?
No, that's the part that
No,
breaks my heart. The
no.
cat, the cat's a game breaker.
He did the same thing with Jawan. JJ was the same way his rookie year. Tons of
Yeah,
drops. Tons of drops. But he still had too much talent for them to not put on the roster. The same thing with Ronnie Bell. And you allow
he
him,
won. Mhm.
yeah, you allow him, you know what I'm saying? You get him to coach him. You see he's in the gym and he's the one that puts it together. But
Well, the depth charts: Debo, Brandon, Juan, Ray, Ronnie Bell, Danny Gray. The cuts were Conley, Willie Snead the fourth, Isaiah Winstead, Tay Martin, and Anthony Miller. Any feelings on any of them? I mean, Willie Snead to me is a disappointment, but
Well,
Real
Willie
veteran.
Snead and Connolly gonna be on the practice squad.
practice squad, yeah.
I agree with y'all with Ronnie Bell. He just need more consistency. He a rookie, you know. You see the
He
potential
also
with the
didn't have
running.
any targets from um, good God Almighty, Purdy.
he was a seventh rounder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, that's tight.
that's a
but
good
that's
kid.
more than. But that's really think about it when you think about Jawan. He was a 7 rounder, so they didn't have success picking 7 round picks. And I think Ronnie Bell gonna be a beast for him. He just need consistency. I seen him play at Michigan. He was a good punt returner, a good wide receiver. He played in a pro offense because Harbaugh running a pro offense. So we know he
Yeah,
tough. He gonna be able to block in a run game and stuff too. So yeah, they got somebody that's gonna be worthy to ultimately could be the number 3 because Jawan ain't gonna be there forever. He might get the big payday. He have a good year this year,
mhm.
type of thing. So we know they got to pay Ayuk his money. So eventually down the line, yeah, not the other guys, they gonna be the practice squad or something like that, But I think, as far as, the receivers, I think they good. Running back,
They say,
TDP was a beast,
mhm.
Mason kind of was disappointing, but I think that last game you saw him pick it up. If
Yeah.
Elijah Mitchell stay healthy, man, they'd have the lethal 1-2 combination. If
Whew.
he could ever stay healthy, him and McCaffrey would be nice. You know what I'm saying?
Got a
He could
question about the
stay
receiver position, bro.
Yeah, let's go back to that. I agree with you.
Do we do we do we need a burner? Like, can we ever get somebody who could really stretch the defense? And I know, like to me, Brandon Ayuk a dog, you're a hell of a route runner, so you could lose somebody at the line to really get the separation. To me, and we know Debo not really leaving nobody. Nah,
Mhm.
you could catch some slants, my dude, but I'm talking about somebody who really could take the top off the defense. I know we have the gadget speedsters to me, you know what I'm saying? The guy, when you put him in, you know what he in for. But like, do we? Because I like Jawan Jennings and stuff. He nice, but do we like the deep threat? And
Who do
I guess
of
it don't go with
of
the
the six
offense,
that
but
we have in our depth chart? Who do you think is the burner? You think it's Danny Gray?
yeah, he the fastest one. But we already know he
Yeah.
not gonna really get
Ray
no
Ray will be the
PT.
fastest ones.
And if he
Who?
come in, it's
Yeah.
yeah, him and Danny Gray.
Yeah, I mean,
And what do you
I
think
don't,
about Ray Ray's hands though?
I
I don't
don't think.
believe in Ray Ray.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think
Huh?
he got the hands, but he
I
fast. He don't
I
have those
don't.
hands.
I don't
But they
I
gonna
believe
think
use
he
in
him
him.
should
like a QC board in a lot of cases.
yeah.
I think Ray Ray ought to be playing soccer. No hands allowed.
True.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, players. I'm telling you, that's how I honestly feel.
I'm
I
rocking with you.
But we
I
but
don't think. I don't think we have the quarterback that warrants a deep threat
me
as a
either.
specialty. I don't think we have the luxury to have it on our team based on the physicality of the defense and the run game and how they value depth for what they are. So I don't think we don't have the quarterback one that warrants taking a roster spot for somebody that is their specialty.
That's just we live and die on yak and time of possession.
But don't like to a certain
You want to
degree,
stretch
don't
the
y'all
field?
think that's some of the problem? And I would, yeah, because
Hmm.
like I know last year, I hear y'all bring up the how many 30 what points the average with Brock Purdy.
1,
30,
How many?
30 a
31.
game. Or
30,
30.
yeah, 30, yeah, 30.17.
Before that stretch, don't get me wrong, they might put up some points, but consistently just you're not necessarily seeing that. And to me, some of that is because the offense is limited in the regards that you're speaking to, Prez. You don't have a deep threat. You don't have a quarterback who could throw it deep. If you did have a deep threat, ultimately, to me, when you play good teams,
They'll
that's the
scheme
shit
it
that
out.
bites you in the ass because the dink and dunk shit, they taking that away. You feel me? So that's when you need to be able to do the little extra. And we don't, can we rely on that? And do we have that?
But
That be
Well,
my question.
Let's go back to what we're talking about. We're talking about with Trey at that point. You want to play to your strength. If our quarterback can't do that, then why have that body? I agree. I agree with Prez on that. What are we sacrificing to get that person?
All
If
I'm
you
saying is
can't go,
at some
if
point
you
you're gonna
can't
need
go
to
over the top,
evolve to get that. You see what I'm
well
saying?
then, not with this team we ain't because we don't have it.
I mean, I think my answer to that question is ultimately this is forever going to be a run first offense. And so it's always going to be it's always going to be Yak. Kirk Cousin wasn't bombing it deep. Matt Ryan was bombing it deep because he had Julio. You know what I'm saying? That's different, bro. He could just throw it up, and
And he would go get it.
Julio was going to go get it. But outside
Yeah.
of that, in the Kyle Shanahan offense, you don't have that. Even when he was offensive coordinator with the Browns, you know what I'm saying? So in that offense, it doesn't really predicate. Now, y'all would have to tell me, was Montana's like that? You know what I'm saying? Was Steve Young like that in the West Coast offense? Because I
Oh,
just
wait a minute. Whoa, wait. The ultimate go get it was Jerry Rice.
okay.
I mean, best route runner, take a hit, cut over the middle, go deep, get
No.
past
Right.
the
That's what I'm
defense.
saying. Rice could catch
I
the
mean,
slant or Rice could hit you with
No,
the
I'm
nine.
talking about
yeah.
burning it. I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that's what I'm
Well, Rice
saying.
could
Hit me
burn.
with the
I'm telling you, he
nine.
didn't score all them
I mean,
touchdowns
but
by Yak.
was that their specialty? Is that what they did often, Steve Young and Joe Montana? Were they throwing
Well,
50 and
they
60
had
yard touchdowns in the air? Or is it always the slant and the run after catch
well,
and then the occasional deep throw because it's the West Coast offense?
let me ask you a question on that. And it's an honest question, but not a fair question because you don't have very many Jerry Rices in the NFL for a reason. There wasn't many.
Well, I'm not talking
So
about Jerry
that
Rice. I'm
changed the
saying
game. I'm talking about the
offense.
ability.
I'm not really talking about Jerry Rice. I'm saying wide receivers in the West Coast offense typically aren't burners. The
Okay.
offense that is being utilized, that is not That is not a norm in it. It's it's run and catch and run after catch. In Maya, that's what I'm asking. So that's what I'm asking you, and y'all. I'm asking y'all. Is that how Is that how Steve Young's career was? Is that how Joe Montana's? What, like, they both ran the West Coast offense, I believe. How did they do it? Like Purdy does it? Like Jimmy? Or were there a lot of more deep balls?
No, they're about the same.
More deep balls to me. Because I
No,
spell it to
Only
me
when
with
Rice
Steve
was
Young. Because Steve Young could attack.
no, I wouldn't say it was. If the West Coast offense is a rhythm and a timing based offense, the slants, the post, those type of things. Now Steve Young probably have a stronger arm than Joe Montana, and there was
and
some
it was a
plays
threat.
where we will go deep, but a lot of it was yards after catch. They call it, yak or run after catch,
Mhm.
type of things, but I wouldn't say no as far as the deep shots, no, not just, throwing it downfield, even though, Jerry could separate and get past people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it was run after catch, timing, routes, those kind of things. And then spreading the ball around, throwing it to the running backs, to the fullback, to the tight end, and the
Facts.
receivers.
Facts.
That's the
Yeah.
West Coast offense at its core.
Facts.
It's a short passing game. It's an extension of the running game.
It's spacing. It's all
Yeah.
based on spacing.
So yeah. Now Shanahan runs a version of it, but not in its purest form.
Facts.
He runs more.
Alex Smith had an okay deep ball.
1 second.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it could definitely be better, but I just don't think it's utilized in our offense very much. Because ultimately, man, if we running the ball like we're supposed to be running the ball, then all these wide receivers gonna be open in space when you throw it off the play action, and that's I mean, Shanahan's the king of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we get in that pocket. But here's the question: is like, you know what I'm saying? If they well, because no, I'll take it back to the quarterback. So never mind. I ain't gonna ask that question. But what's the next topic?
Really got the D line.
Okay.
And they've been talking about problems with the run. I guess a lot of that got to do with they playing a lot of backups and shit. Yeah, we can hear you. And just basic assignment misses from what I heard the D coordinator saying. But to me, they always get gassed up the middle a little bit.
Yeah, and we're notorious for starting slow, especially in the Shanahan era. We start slow, man. So it's just like, man, that week 1 game, bro. We gotta be ready. We gotta be ready.
Yeah, they gonna need to come out. Yeah,
blazing. Ain't no half step in that game. Off top, we gotta come out, bro. Because I think Pittsburgh's highly gonna be underrated, and yeah.
Testing.
Yeah, we hear you.
We can hear you.
I lost my volume.
Yes,
you can't hear us.
Yeah, you need to close out and come back. Close out and come back in. What you think of the line?
Man, to me, Press, like I think once the starters and shit get in, it's gonna be a lot better. Like, don't get me wrong, we still gonna get hit up the middle, but to me, like I say, that shit been happening and we've been elite. I'm more concerned about the O line to a certain degree, and I'm with you when you say run first, because they're gonna need to run the hell out the ball to protect Purdy, because we need him to last the season. You feel me? So, let run it. Some play action shit. To me, bro, if he could throw 20, 24 times if he have to, but if he could be like in the fucking 16, 18 throws, 25, I mean, and it'll be McCaffrey. Let's get the big boy Mason in there. You got Mitchell. Like, let's spread the love with the running backs. You got enough of them to run the shit out the ball. So, O-line, I need you handling your business. If the O-line could dominate the line of scrimmage, We cooking now. Cause I was
Fact.
watching somebody quarterback highlights, bro, and I don't know how often they do the 7-step drop shit,
Yeah.
but man, damn near told Purdy elbow off again. The dude was so close. So we don't need no deep drops.
Yeah.
3 to 5 steps. Let's get it out of there and run the hell out the ball. And
Facts.
the defense going to have to do their thing. And from what the coordinator said, Pittsburgh loaded. They got people who can stretch the field. They got the running back. And
Yo.
the quarterback, he said, he ascending with the second year growth spurt or whatnot. So,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yes.
you
I'm
say,
glad we
they
got
gonna
them
need to come.
early. I'm glad that we have them early because I definitely think at some point with all them
They're gonna
weapons,
be tough.
Pickett is going to get it rolling this season. And so I'm
Yeah.
Oh
glad
yeah.
if we have to go to Pittsburgh, I'm glad it's early before. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that shit get the jelly.
Yeah. So yeah, no. But it's good. I mean, we're gonna know. We're gonna know
We're
a
gonna know
lot.
early.
We're gonna know a lot. Yes. We're gonna know a lot because
I agree.
this team specifically and everything that they've gone through over these last 3 years, they absolutely understand the importance of every single game for their goal, for the real goal, for what they work through and what they go through. So it's
You talking about
we definitely have
Pittsburgh?
no, I'm talking about us. I'm
Okay,
talking
I
about
was gonna
us. Like
say, yeah.
we like if our team stay healthy first and foremost, and then B have that every single game is the last mentality, I think we can reach the pinnacle that the team could be. That's how we got to do it. That and it
I
starts.
agree. I
I'm with
agree.
you on that.
And I'm sorry I had to duck out for a second because my new AirPods went dead on me, but they back. So you guys were talking about the offensive line and
Yeah,
or
kind of.
just
We're
playmaking in
supposed to
general.
be talking about the D line, but really the line in general, bro. That's where it's gonna be one. I was
Of
just telling
course it
Prez
is.
my concern was more the O line than the D line. I figure once the starters plugged in, it's
Yeah.
gonna stop up some of those leaks. But
Well,
offensively, we gotta
I'll I'll say this about our D line, getting the starters in there, and I'm not even worried about Bosa not playing in camp because he stays in tremendous shape. But it's communication. What held our D line together last year, what made them so effective was they had a rhythm, and I don't think they've had a chance to establish it as well or as much this preseason. And because we're getting beat by mobile quarterbacks, you know, and
What's the
running backs that go right
defensive
up the middle.
coordinator name?
There you go.
Steve
Steve,
Wilkes.
what? Welcome.
Wilkes.
Nah,
Hmm.
I heard his presser today. He was basically saying he gonna take onus for that. He didn't emphasize I guess the read option or whatever with the mobile quarterback. So they definitely gonna be better going forward. But it wasn't a point of emphasis, so he didn't want to crucify the players because he didn't, he said he don't rock like that, which I think is, cool. Go ahead on and keep it 100. You
Taking
know
it.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see, but like to what you saying, they definitely gonna be trying to hit us with it because on tape the shit look bad. So
Or we may be lulling them into it and using that speed to hurt some folks.
that'll work for me, bro.
You know what? I don't want to overthink it, but sure looked like it stunk. I mean, that was that was very, very suspect. Very suspect. Um, so the line is going to be what it is. They're going to gel or they ain't going to gel, and that's going to direct what we have to do and how we have to do on our position players, speed, receivers, hands, route running, quarterback decisions. On our defensive side, our linebackers, our corners. Oof, we got a lot of talent, a lot of depth, but man, oh man, oh man, we got a lot of questions too.
But what Pittsburgh roster looking like over there? That's what I need because we always hear about T.J. Watt. I'm
Yep.
figuring they still got Hayward over there on the line, but like what else they have over there? Joey
Yeah.
Porter Jr. cornerback, right?
Minka
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick,
Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
shutdown. Yeah. I mean, these
Um,
boys can ball, and you got a
them
coach.
them linebackers.
That's what I'm saying,
Hold on a
bro.
second.
They're gonna have to bring that lunch
Yeah.
pail.
Oh, it's a Mike Tomlin team. They're gonna be physical.
Yeah,
We're gonna see a mirror. We're gonna see a mirror of ourselves.
Oh yeah.
this is gonna be a good test, bro.
Yeah,
Real good
yeah.
test.
Cause they got that Washington dude, that
The
tight
receipt.
end. That dude's 6'7".
Oh, they
6'7".
drafted him?
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Darnell Washington, I think that's his name.
Yeah, he's freaking good.
Yeah, that boy big as hell.
They already got
And they got Najee Harris
Pickens.
too. Remember that.
Yeah,
we can't sleep on
And
him.
you got Pickens.
Bush. Who's the Bush? I think is a linebacker.
Yeah, Bush is. He a linebacker. He fast as hell.
Yeah.
And I think they drafted Jason Campbell, possibly.
It's gonna be naming those players, right? It's gonna be a tough game. Like I say, that run game.
They got another receiver too. I think they got another receiver too.
I feel like they do. Who got a little wheels on him? You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Do
looking
they
it up
still
now.
have Claypool or no? Because Claypool a big old wide receiver. I don't know if he's still there or not.
We do have Claypool. I think that's who it is.
Yeah, he's starting to come on. That boy.
They got Deontay Johnson, also the wide receiver.
Chase Claypool, that boy. Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a game, bro. We'll have to break them down.
Allen Robinson. I'm looking at all their wide receivers.
Oh, they signed Allen Robinson. He was over there with the Rams.
Jamarcus Bradley.
Good vet. I used to like him in Jacksonville.
Yeah, facts.
Jordan Bird's a rookie.
And it's gonna be a win.
I think they're gonna be pretty good too.
Yeah, they're gonna be a challenge. But we either blow them out or be in a tougher game than we anticipated.
Now there's gonna be 2 second-year quarterbacks going up against each other, right?
Yeah.
One with high expectation and one with no expectation, but a high win. So, I mean, Pickens was crowned, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's that guy. We absolutely with Najee and boy.
And Najee gets a step through that line, he could be running for 40 yards.
Facts.
Oh yeah, that's a big boy too.
Yes,
Darnell Washington being 6'6" with that type of speed in the middle of that field with them wide, bro.
Yeah, Warner, you're gonna have to bring your hat. You hear me?
Yeah, you got to hit him.
Greenlaw hitting, but Warner punching. Warner punching. You're gonna have to bring your hat with them boys, man.
Drake and them boys better step up.
Now I do want to see what Drake gonna do. I'm interested to see. We've been hearing a lot about
he's trying to be that other end, you know.
Yeah,
the Bosa. So
we need that.
I was high on him last year, preseason, because of the attitude he brought to the team. Mm-hmm. But he got to get in and get his hat dirty. You know what I'm saying? He got to get his hat real dirty. He got to eat some grass, pull some mud out his eyes. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be the Batman to Robin. I mean, the Robin to Batman. A poor choice either end.
Look. Speaking of Batman, though, what's up with that? Because John Lynch, he said they communicating the shit. And ultimately, we know they gonna pay him, but I feel like
this is some bullshit,
bro, y'all need to get him in. He need reps. I know he gonna come in looking like the Hulk. At the same time, let's keep it a buck too, fellas.
Yeah. But that ain't football shape. That ain't all the contact he done missed every single day. All of it.
Come on, bro. Like,
and that's what I'm talking about. Rhythm. Getting in sync with your teammates. Have you actually get your teammates in sync with you because you move at a different rhythm than they do. This kid is
lead on the D line. Like, so
how
I don't
you
know
gonna,
what your boy doing.
How you gonna lead from the block?
Come on, bro.
I don't foresee him being an every down player in Pittsburgh. I think they're going to use him situationally because you have to work him in to football shape.
If you don't, you're gonna get him hurt,
100%,
Hey, that's what I
100%.
was
and
about to
that
say
would be
too.
pure stupidity.
We know he kind of, you know, he had an injury
And,
problem.
and you know Bosa angry and a little reckless when he gets angry.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why they playing this game with this damn contract, man.
And if you
Get
about to
that
make
man his
him the
money.
highest paid defensive player in the league,
He
you
deserves
would
it.
want to not get him hurt. I'm just
Or piss
saying.
him off.
Fuck pissing him off. Piss him off so he could come in and take that
Be
anger out
angry.
on the field.
All
Yeah, I'm
right,
not tripping off him being
well,
pissed. As long as he
well,
paid, he could be pissed. But I
yeah.
just
Once you
don't
get,
need him. But like, yeah, once you're paid, are you really pissed?
yeah, yeah. Once you get that bag, everything kind of
It's all
balances
good,
itself
huh?
out. I know I'm pissed until the 10th of every month.
Props.
If I see enough zeros, I'm good to go. We do it all over again.
They need to take care of that. They
But
definitely need to take care of that.
want everybody to know that Florida took a nice, nasty hit this week. But your boys in good shape. We helping folks. We doing food runs and moving veterans around. It's nature is nature. It runs. It always wins. Always wins. You know, and when you do things that are unnatural, you're gonna lose. You know, living out in these barrier islands and stuff, ain't no human supposed to be out there. It's just a thought, just an opinion. But if you can't swim like a fish, don't live with them.
Props.
Yes.
Say
That's
nature
all I'm gonna say
undefeated,
about that.
baby. She
Absolute
re-
nature is undefeated. So is time,
I'm about to say
and
she
time is
related to
natural.
Father Time.
Absolutely. And so is and the cousin of karma.
Woo. Hey man, well hopefully the 49ers have some good karma, you know what I'm saying? They got rid
What?
of a first rounder, but they propped up a 7 rounder, so let's go, baby. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
We need this to be a hell of a season. If not, we gonna
Facts.
be on here talking a lot of
we,
Yeah.
we're gonna be on the outside.
oh shit, bro.
We got if we got to shake, rattle, and roll, just get it done. Just win, baby. I ain't taking a Raiders tagline, but we that's where we at. We, we don't need to be
Facts.
desperate. We just need to be purposeful and get it done. At the end of the day, no matter what you say if you win. And at the end of the day, no matter what you say if you lose either. Kind of my
Well,
coach used to say, don't tell me, show me.
Facts.
look, you always got some jewels to drop, brother. Look, love it. You feel me?
Feels
Love it.
good, man.
Hey fellas, well shit, we about to get out the door, man. I'm going to see
Yeah.
the Equalizer 3.
Okay.
Go
What?
Yeah,
play straight.
Denzel.
Yeah, my wife just, boys out right now. Shit, I hurried up and got them tickets, so I'm about to go slide off in there.
I heard it was fire.
Hey, bro, I definitely, hit y'all with a
Yeah.
thumbs up or two in the text thread. Let y'all know something. You know what I'm saying?
It's all
Uh,
good.
Already, bro.
always a pleasure, fellas. For prayers, Uncle Keith, shouts out to P Warrior, myself, OG Gooding, Faithful Boys. We out of here.